Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with a hard truth. No one stays with you permanently. Not your parents, not your friends, not your mentors, not even your heroes. Life has seasons, and just like the leaves on a tree, people come and go. If there's one principle that separates the successful from the unsuccessful, the fulfilled from the frustrated, it's this: taking full responsibility for your life. No one else is going to do it for you, and the truth is, no one should. You see, the day you decide to stop blaming circumstances, people, or even your past for where you are, that's the day you step into your real power. Most people wait. They wait for someone to believe in them. Wait for the right timing. Wait for a lucky break. But let me tell you, if you're always waiting on someone else to give you a push, you'll be stuck your entire life. You have to be your own push. Now, I'm not saying that we don't all need help sometimes. We do. Mentors, family, teachers. They all play a role in shaping us. But here's the catch. Their role is temporary. They can guide you, inspire you, give you tools, but they can't carry you. Life will always come back to this question. What are you doing with what you've been given? Responsibility means ownership, and ownership means that whether life gives you lemons or landmines, you choose your response. That's the power of being human. You might not control every event, but you do control how you think, how you act, and how you grow through it. Let's be honest, it's easy to play the victim. It's convenient to point fingers. But convenience doesn't build character. Responsibility does. You can't climb the mountain of success by dragging excuses behind you. At some point, you have to cut the rope, travel light, and start doing the work that only you can do. Think about it. If your health is failing, take responsibility. If your finances are a mess, take responsibility. If your relationships are falling apart, don't just look outward. Start looking inward. That doesn't mean everything is your fault, but it means everything is your opportunity. Here's what I learned from my own mentor. When you finally stop waiting for someone else to fix your life, you begin fixing it yourself. And in that process, something incredible happens. You get stronger, more disciplined, more aware. You begin to trust yourself because you know you're not depending on luck or rescue. You're depending on the only person you can control you. People come and go, even those closest to you, family, friends, partners, might only be there for a season, and when they leave, you need to be able to stand on your own. That's why responsibility isn't just important. It's essential. I've met people who had every reason to quit, abandoned, broke, overlooked, but they rose anyway, not because someone handed them a ladder, but because they built one step at a time. With grit, with faith, with ownership, they stopped asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and started asking, "What can I do with this?" When you own your journey, you stop drifting, you stop reacting, you start creating, you start showing up with purpose instead of excuses. Life rewards that kind of mindset. Opportunities show up, people respect it, and most importantly, you respect yourself. And that's really what responsibility is about, self-respect. When you take responsibility, you no longer feel powerless. You feel capable, and once you feel capable, there's no limit to what you can build. So remember, no one's coming to save you, but you don't need saving. You need to wake up every day and say, "I've got this. I'm responsible, and because of that, I'm free." That's not a burden. It's a gift. It's not a weight. It's a key. And once you grab hold of it, you'll never again be at the mercy of the world around you. People are seasonal, but growth is lifelong. That simple idea can change the way you experience life, love, and success. See, we often get attached to people, their presence, their energy, their support. And when they leave, whether by choice, circumstance, or time, it shakes us. It leaves us feeling abandoned, disappointed, even lost. But the truth is, people were never meant to stay forever. They're meant to show up, play their role, and move on when their part in your story is done. Some people come into your life to teach you something. Maybe they teach you patience, resilience, or the value of self-worth. Others walk with you for a while just to help you get through a season. They offer you comfort, connection, or even a wake-up call. And some may even hurt you, but through that pain you grow, you learn boundaries, you learn how to stand tall. You learn that what leaves doesn't always take something from you. Sometimes it gives you something greater, perspective. You see, life is constantly shifting. It's never static. The people who fit your world at one stage may not fit in the next. That doesn't make them bad, and it doesn't mean you failed. It just means you're evolving. And not everyone is meant to evolve with you. Holding on to people out of fear of being alone or nostalgic attachment can keep you stuck. Worse, it can keep you small. But when you understand that relationships are seasonal, you stop trying to make everything permanent. You start appreciating people more while they're in your life. You listen more, you forgive faster, you speak kinder, because you know their chapter with you might be short but meaningful. And instead of mourning every exit, you start seeing it for what it is, a sign that your path is shifting and your growth is calling. Now let me be clear. This doesn't mean you stop trusting people or building deep relationships. Quite the opposite. It means you go deeper while you can, and you stay open to what life is bringing next. Because while people are seasonal, your growth, that's the part you keep forever. The real journey is not about who stays. It's about who you become through every season. Who are you becoming when people support you? Who are you becoming when they leave? Are you bitter or are you better? That's your real work. That's your lifelong job. You might find yourself alone after someone you loved walks away. That hurts, but don't let the pain fool you into thinking you're broken. You're not broken. You're just being shaped. The space they left is now space for you to grow into. To discover more about yourself, to level up. To realize that your identity is not based on who walks beside you, but on who you choose to become every single day. The most powerful people I've met are not the ones surrounded by crowds. They're the ones who know how to keep moving forward when no one's clapping. They've learned how to grow in silence, how to heal without applause, how to transform loss into fuel. So, don't fear the end of a connection. Embrace it, learn from it, use it. Life isn't about permanence, it's about progress. Your roots are in your character, your choices, your vision, not in the presence of others. And here's the best part. When you commit to lifelong growth, the right people tend to appear again. Not because you need them, but because you've become someone they want to grow with too. You meet from a place of fullness, not lack. You connect through purpose, not dependence. In the end, remember this. People will come and go like seasons. But if you keep growing, keep evolving, keep becoming, you'll never be left behind. Life may move people out of your life, but it will never move purpose out of your hands. When you become truly independent, something extraordinary happens. You start attracting people who are aligned with your values, goals, and vision, not out of need, but because of who you've become. Independence doesn't mean isolation, nor does it mean pushing people away. It means being so secure and strong in your own identity that you no longer rely on others for validation or a sense of worth. Let me paint a picture for you. Think about the people you admire the most. They're usually the ones who are self-assured, purposeful, and have a clear direction in life. They walk with confidence not because they're arrogant, but because they've built their lives on the foundation of self-reliance and inner strength. These are the people who are attractive not because of their looks or material wealth, but because they stand firm in who they are. And because of that, they naturally draw others in. This is the power of independence. The more you develop your own skills, your own mindset, and your own path, the more you begin to meet others who are on a similar trajectory. You begin to attract relationships that are based on mutual respect, shared interests, and a desire to grow together. These relationships are healthy because they're not built on neediness or dependency. They are built on the desire to connect and collaborate as equals, two independent individuals coming together for a common cause. But here's the truth many people miss. Independence is the magnet that draws the right people into your life. You cannot attract the right people if you're constantly looking for them to complete you or fill a void. When you seek external validation, you'll attract people who also seek validation from you. That can quickly lead to unhealthy, one-sided relationships where both parties are draining each other. It's an exhausting cycle, and it's never fulfilling. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone enter a relationship, whether personal or professional, only to lose themselves in the process? They start off strong and confident, but the moment they become dependent on the other person, they start compromising their values, their time, their energy, and ultimately, their identity. It's because they're relying on someone else to fill the gaps in their life that only they can fill. True independence comes from understanding that you are already complete as you are. Now, this isn't to say that you don't need or want others in your life. It's quite the opposite. Independence doesn't mean pushing everyone away or doing everything by yourself. It means that you've built such a solid foundation within yourself that you can invite others in freely, knowing that your happiness, success, and fulfillment aren't dependent on them. When you're independent, you no longer feel threatened by other people's success. Instead, you celebrate it. You cheer them on because you understand that their victories don't diminish your own. In fact, you recognize that you're all on the same journey, pursuing growth and progress, each in our own unique way. In relationships, independence allows you to engage from a place of abundance, not scarcity. You bring your whole self to the table, offering your best, but also accepting and loving yourself even when things are tough. When you are not afraid of losing yourself in the relationship, you can give freely without the fear of being taken advantage of or abandoned. This kind of strength is magnetic. It attracts high-quality people, those who are also strong in their own right and who can bring something valuable to the relationship. These are the kinds of relationships that don't drain you but elevate you. They challenge you to grow, inspire you to reach for more, and allow you to be your best self. And here's the most beautiful part. The better you become at being independent, the more you find that you no longer need to search for relationships. They simply start showing up. You might think that this independence will lead to loneliness, but it's actually the opposite. When you stop looking for someone to complete you, you begin to form deeper, more meaningful connections with those who are also whole. These relationships become more about shared experiences, support, and growth, rather than dependence or need. The irony is, when you let go of the need to depend on others for your happiness, that's when you find the relationships that truly fulfill you. Independence gives you freedom, not just freedom to pursue your own dreams, but also the freedom to choose the relationships that align with your values. It's about building your life first and then inviting people to walk alongside you, not because you need them, but because you want to. The right people will always be drawn to that energy. At the end of the day, independence is not about doing things alone. It's about becoming strong enough within yourself to share your strength with others. You become a magnet for the relationships that will lift you up, challenge you, and encourage you to keep evolving. And when you stand in that power, you'll find that the right people will naturally gravitate toward you, not because you've been searching for them, but because they recognize in you the very qualities they've been looking for all along. Change is one of the most consistent and inevitable parts of life. Whether we like it or not, things are constantly shifting. Our circumstances, our relationships, our work, and even our inner selves. Sometimes change is exciting and thrilling, like starting a new job, meeting a new friend, or moving to a new city. But at other times, change can feel unsettling, uncomfortable, or even painful, such as losing a loved one, facing a career setback, or going through a difficult breakup. However, it's important to understand that change, whether good or bad, is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. Embracing change with grace and purpose means accepting that life is always in motion and that we are, at any given moment, a part of that flow. It means that we have the choice to approach the unknown with curiosity rather than resistance, to meet obstacles with resilience rather than defeat. It's about finding the opportunity for growth in every transition and transformation. First and foremost, we have to accept that change is beyond our control. We don't have the power to stop time, to freeze moments, or to make everything stay the same. Change will happen regardless of our wishes or plans. The sooner we accept this, the less we waste our energy fighting against it. There's a sense of peace that comes from recognizing that change is natural. It's a part of the process of living. The more we fight against it, the more we resist the very thing that could lead us to something better. In fact, change is often a signal that something new is on the horizon. When one door closes, another one opens. But if we're too busy looking at the door that's shutting, we might miss the one that's just swung wide open. Embracing change with grace means being open to new possibilities and having the courage to step into unfamiliar territory. It's about knowing that even when something ends, it's only making space for something greater to enter. The key to embracing change is cultivating the right mindset. Instead of focusing on what you've lost, shift your attention to what you've gained. Every time you face a change, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this experience? The people who excel in life are not those who avoid change, but those who learn to thrive in it. They understand that change is a vehicle for progress, and that by stepping out of their comfort zones, they unlock new potential in themselves. However, this doesn't mean that embracing change is always easy. There will be times when change brings pain or challenges that feel overwhelming. During these times, it's essential to give yourself grace. It's okay to feel hurt, to grieve, or to struggle. Change often involves a sense of loss, and it's important to honor that. But even in the midst of difficulty, remember that you have the strength to rise. You've overcome challenges before, and you can overcome this one too. The key is not to let the hardship define you, but to use it as fuel for your transformation. This is where purpose comes into play. Change may sometimes feel chaotic or uncertain, but when we face it with purpose, we give it direction. Purpose gives us something to hold on to in the storm. It's the reason we keep moving forward when everything around us feels in flux. When you embrace change with purpose, you're not simply reacting to life's events. You're making a choice to grow from them, to shape them into something meaningful. Whether it's choosing to start a new career, move to a new city, or reinvent yourself after a setback, you are actively steering the course of your life. Purpose is like a compass that helps you navigate through the challenges and uncertainties of change. When you know who you are and where you're going, it's easier to trust the process of transformation. You understand that the bumps along the way are not detours, but necessary steps in your journey toward becoming the best version of yourself. In fact, some of the most profound transformations in life occur precisely because of the changes that seem difficult or unwelcome at the time. Think about the times in your life when things didn't go as planned. While it may have been painful in the moment, you may now see that those experiences were instrumental in shaping who you are today. You may have learned lessons, gained wisdom, or developed resilience that you wouldn't have otherwise. Change, when embraced with grace and purpose, becomes the catalyst for your growth. It allows you to evolve, to expand, and to realize your true potential. And the beauty of it is that you don't have to go through it alone. Surround yourself with people who support your growth. Seek mentors, friends, and loved ones who encourage you to move forward and help you see the opportunities hidden within every challenge. Together, you can navigate change with confidence and courage. So, the next time you face change, instead of resisting it or wishing things were different, take a deep breath and remind yourself that this is a part of your journey. Trust that whatever you're going through is leading you to where you need to be. Embrace it with grace. Allow yourself to adapt, to learn, and to evolve. And above all, embrace it with purpose. Know that this change, like all the others before it, is an essential step on the path to the person you are becoming. As we conclude, let me leave you with this thought. Change is inevitable, but how you respond to it is entirely within your control. Embrace it with grace, knowing that every shift, every twist in your journey holds the potential for growth and transformation. The world will keep evolving, and so will you. And as you move through life's changes, do so with purpose, never forgetting that your ability to adapt and rise through challenges is what shapes you into the person you were always meant to be. So as you face the changes that come your way, whether small or significant, remember this: you are not a victim of change, you are the master of it. And as you navigate this journey with grace and purpose, you'll find that each change is not a setback, but a step forward. Thank you.